welcome to another episode of Break the Cycle with me, your host, Joshua Smith. Hope everyone is having a wonderful Monday night. I know it's the start of the week. Nobody's happy about that. But, there's worse things out there, guys. Truly. Happy to be back with you. I know we didn't do a show last week. I was going to do this show last week, and then all of a sudden YouTube decided they weren't going to let me do live streams for a couple days. I don't know what's going on there. I've noticed a lot of my videos getting demonetized as well, unfortunately. So if you're feeling froggy, drop those super chats. Help a brother out. They are not enjoying me getting ad revenue anymore. So who knows how long I'll be on this great platform of theirs. I'm also currently banned on all social media. I am on a 7-day ban on Twitter for saying ho. I think I wasn't banned for saying ho. I think I was banned for saying straight up ho. And they took that as like a sexual slur or something. But I was talking about Adam Kokesh. Of course, if you're in the movement, you can't get away from the Adam Kokesh drama. I think that's what he wants, to be honest with you. I think he's excited about all the attention he's getting that he hasn't gotten in almost a decade. So I started the hashtag block Kokesh movement today. So block that motherfucker. Don't give him what he wants. He doesn't deserve it. But yeah, I am I'm banned on Twitter for another 6 days. And I think I got about 19 or 18 hours left on my Facebook ban. So I couldn't promote anything today, and we do have a pretty cool show. And later on in the week, my good friend Leighton Radner will be here. Chumley, some people call him. I'm very excited to have him on, my Alaska Libertarian Mises Caucus brother. So but anyways, guys, check out my sponsors, of course, toplobster.com, the man, the myth, the legend, my good friend and partner on Break the Cycle, where you can get this great Reed Mises Not Mark shirt that you see me wearing tonight. All hand-drawn designs by the great Top Lobster himself. Use BTC at checkout for a 10% discount. Or, of course, you can join my Patreon, my Subscribe Star, become a member of my YouTube channel under all of my videos by hitting the join link, where you can get into a private Discord server with some of the coolest people on the internet and get all of Top Lobster's new gear up to 2 weeks before it goes to the general public at like a 30% discount. That's pretty good stuff, man. He hasn't put out any like really, really new stuff he did just come up with like 4 new designs, and my chat did get a discount link for 30%, I believe. I hope. If not, we'll rectify that. Top Lobster knows. He knows what's up. But good stuff, man. Seriously, if you guys are like $5 a month and you're buying Top Lobster gear, it's really, you're subscribing to my channel for free at that point. So pretty cool, man. And of course, executive producers of the show, anthemplanning.com, for all your emergency and crisis planning needs. Check them out today. See what they can do for your business, home, or personal life. They're doing a wonderful job that the government has historically sucked at, much cheaper and much more efficiently. Seriously, if you own a business, go check them out. I don't care what you're doing. As soon as this show's over, check out anthemplanning.com. They're going to be able to do something great for you. I promise you. They're wonderful people. Some of my favorite people in the movement. Please do that. Guys, we have a cool show for you tonight because it's not a Mises Caucus guy, right? Or it wasn't, at least. He is running to be state senator in District 40 in Pennsylvania, and he's also the LP of PA social media director. He is Mr. Joel Getz. Sir, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. It's a wonderful Monday, and I'm hanging out with the Joshua Smith online, so I'm killing it.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. You brought your jacket and your pit vipers. No one could be mad about that. You know what I mean?
I just didn't want you to cut the stream on me. You said you would, so I had to dress up for this. And plus, I think people expect me to do shit like this now, and if I don't, I'm pretty sure they don't recognize me.
You're gonna be letting people down, buddy. Listen, the only other person that's ever wore pit vipers on my show was Bass King Nick, and I miss that guy. I really do. I really wish that he'd come. I gotta have a show with Bass King Nick soon. I think it's probably a good idea.
Ever since I started getting involved in this party and stopped hating the Mises Caucus so much, I've been called based so many times.
Yeah,
and
dude.
I'm still not totally sure what it means, but I love it.
The opposite of woke, dude. It's the opposite of woke.
I've never been accused of being woke if you've ever heard me tell a joke. So
that's it, dude. That's literally what it is. I mean, it really, like, in its basicest form. And I said basicest. Yes, I did. It's most basic form. Base just means non-woke, or not not buying into the narrative. You know what I mean? And so it's a good thing, dude. I think, some people like to kind of say that it's an alt-right thing, or it's this or it's that. Like it's like the frog.
So is this.
Yeah, so is that.
Apparently
so is the frog. So is questioning the mainstream narrative. It's all alt-right. At this point, listen, alt-right is another one of those words that has completely lost its meaning. Call me alt-right all you want. I don't give a shit anymore, right? Like I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Like people think it's like, people are like, oh, he's alt-right or he's this and he's that. And I'm like, I don't give a shit what you call me anymore. I don't care. Cool, I'm alt-right. Good luck.
I follow you on Twitter. I know for a fact that they do keep calling you alt-right.
Oh yeah, dude, they've been calling me alt-right for a long time. And it's hilarious because ask me any of the questions that would make them think I'm alt-right, and I guarantee you, principle-wise, we agree on almost everything. On almost everything. I mean, I'm not a closed borders guy. I think that people should be able to live their lives how they want. I'm not anti-trans. I'm not anti-gay. Like none of the things that they think I am. Like I'm literally. Listen, first of all, I'm from the Oakland, San Francisco Bay Area. Okay. If I was anti-gay or racist, I would have been dead a long time ago, dude. A long time ago.
When you told me you were from like near Oakland, I was like, yeah, this guy's definitely not racist because he would not have made it very long.
Yeah, I hate to be the I have a black friend guy, but I guarantee you I have more black friends than those guys have ever met in their entire life, dude. Guaranteed. 100%.
Here's a good one for you. How many black friends do you have?
Oh shit, I don't know. A lot.
Well, why are you counting your black friends as fucking racist?
I guess, dude. I don't. It's always been funny to me, dude, because I grew up in a neighborhood where I was like one of two white families, bro. I didn't even know I was white until I was like 12. You know what I mean? So when they levy these like accusations of racism and like anti-trans, anti-gay shit, I'm like, dude, you guys are fucking idiots. You don't know anything about me. Nothing.
I feel like I take the like ultimate libertarian position on it, and it was like I don't really care what you are. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. Sure. You could be a black asshole, a white asshole, a trans asshole. I don't really care. If not, then I'm probably cool with you.
And there's plenty of all of those things, dude. Like, you know what I mean? There's plenty of all those things. Like, and really the biggest threat to our society are like middle-aged white women. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying. It's worse than any of that other shit, I promise you. But brother, hey, listen, why don't you, before we're going to dive into some shit here. We're definitely going to talk about your run, like I said, for PA State Senate. I think that's great. I'm glad that you're running. Thank you for running. And we're going to talk about past associations and how you used to be a loser brigadier. Okay. But before we do that, I want to know what brought you to libertarianism. I want to know about your journey and how you got here, brother.
It's pretty much probably the same answer that a lot of people on your show give. It was the guy you got a poster of behind you there, Ron Paul.
That's my dude.
I was always interested in politics. I would watch the debates when I was maybe 16 around there and 18 and whatnot. And he was the one. He sounded kind of insane. He had a weird voice, but he was the only one that made sense. And two things that really did it were when he asked people to raise their hand if they would do heroin if it was legal. And nobody raised their hand. And he was like, see, the law is not what's stopping people from doing heroin. And then when he mentioned blowback in regard to 9/11, and Giuliani was like, oh, I bet I could get people to clap and said, he blamed America for 9/11. I was like sitting there going, no, he fucking didn't. Did you listen to what he said? And then ever since then, I looked more into him than I looked more into the party. And,
I was definitely blaming America for 9/11, but just saying, dude.
Well, whether he was or he wasn't, that's definitely not what he was doing on the stage because he's smarter than that to like do it at a debate. And I was like, that's not, fuck you, Rudy Giuliani, you creepy melting freak show.
Yeah, that guy's pretty wild, man. Yeah, I know. And I say that in jest mostly. But I mean, it was it was us fucking going to the Middle East and destabilizing all these countries. I mean, listen, and Ron was right. When he gave that, what would you do speech, which I think is probably one of the greatest speeches. Absolutely, Ron is the last great statesman of our time. There's some good ones coming up now, and I'm very excited about it, but it's been a long time where he was an island, dude. You know what I mean? And he gave that, what would you do speech? What would you do if the CCP came over here and set up in Texas? And that's the truth, dude. What would you do? So imagine that, we went to Afghanistan in 2001. So you got me talking about war. Now it's on, right? So we went into Afghanistan 2001, 2002, and we just left. And 20 years later. Okay, so 20 years ago, we were bombing little kids' dads. Okay? And those little kids grow up, and they fucking hate us. You know what I mean? And you would hate us too. I don't give a shit who you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if somebody came over here like we do at other places, there'd be a whole bunch of angry boog boys and everyday people geared up with looking like Al Qaeda, but with actual like good stuff and good gear.
Good loadouts, buddy.
It's crazy.
Good loadouts.
Yeah, like
very, very heavy fucking plates, bro. There's no doubt about it. And that's true. You know what I mean? Like I agree. And it's, so Ron, it was kind of like a slap in the face. Ron was really nice about the way he went about shit, dude. You know what I mean? He wasn't like, and he still is, he's the sweetest, gentleman you'll ever meet. He's a sweet Southern gentleman, dude. But he would slap you in the face with truth and facts and honesty about American foreign policy. And people don't like to hear that shit, especially the large population of our country that went to the military and was in the military. They don't like to hear that shit. But he had the most single veteran and active duty military supporters of all the people in that Republican race, dude.
And they say libertarians hate the service members or bullshit like that. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, we're the only ones who don't want to stop creating more dead soldiers. I think that's the most patriotic thing you could do.
Right.
Is to not get more soldiers killed. I'm like, what's more respectful than not shipping more people off to die for freedom, which is definitely not oil or, that you're a patriot because you want to send troops off to Afghanistan.
Yeah, well,
Gotcha,
if we got to go over there to keep our freedoms over here, buddy, you know what I mean? That's how it works.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the people we're fighting would have to throw a missile at us. Yeah. I really don't think they're much of a fucking threat.
Yeah, weapons of mass destruction just weren't a thing, buddy. It just never happened. But so I'm a military guy. I went in the military right after 9/11, and I was in the Middle East. I was on the USS Constellation. We were the biggest part of the shock and awe campaign. We dropped 100 million tons of ordnance on Baghdad from my battle group, basically. I mean, there was one other battle group too, but we did the majority of it. And that's what turned me off to our foreign policy, and that's what turned me off. So it sucked that I had to go through that and be a part of that system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, it was an eye-opening experience for me. Now, the other 5,500 sailors on my ship, probably, I don't know. You know what I mean? But for me personally, I was like, fuck this. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I don't ever want to go to war again. I think it's corrupt. It's a jaded mission. And then I found Ron Paul right after I got out, dude. So changed my life.
When I was graduating high school, that's when they start getting the military recruiters to call you and stuff. And they called me so many times. And finally, I actually answered, and the guy just did his spiel. I was like, I'll be honest with you, dude. I'm a bit of a pussy, and I don't think you want me, bro. And he just laughed. He's like, you know what? I appreciate the honesty. Yeah. And I never got another recruiter call again.
Nice, dude.
Bro, I'm not the one you want.
I should have went with the pussy defense, but I was a kid, dude. I was 17 when 9/11 happened. I turned 18 right after. And I was like, fuck this. They attacked my country. They attacked my countrymen. I'm going to go fight these terrorists. And then I got over there and I'm like, where are the terrorists at? You know what I mean? Like I wasn't on land. Of course, I was on a carrier and I worked with fuels, and people are like, oh, well, you weren't even directly involved. I'm like, motherfucker, I was fueling the jets, dude. You know what I mean? The ones that were dropping the bombs. Of course I was involved. Of course I had a hand in this terrible shit that we did. Like that, of course I did. And so it was hard. It was really hard for me. You know what I mean? To come to terms with that when I got out, because I started thinking about Baghdad and how, it's a city like any other city. Of course, it's a little dumpier and they got some mud huts and shit. But for the most part, I mean, it's a city. People go to work. They have dogs and cats and family dreams and goals and aspirations and schools. And it's like, fuck, dude, that's like Oakland, bro. They live in mud huts there too. You know what I mean? It's the same shit.
I think they treat their dogs and cats a little bit different than we do, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, America is definitely the one. America and Britain are the two countries that treat animals like their fucking family. You know what I mean? Nobody else does that shit. We're the only ones, which is fine with me. I love my dog,
Some people in the South treat them like they're a little too close in terms of family, but yeah.
Sure. Okay, man. So you found Ron Paul, kind of opened a window that you couldn't close. Why the Libertarian Party, dude? Why?
It's just the one that made sense to me. Not infringing on people's rights to do things. Ron Paul's heroin thing made a lot of sense to me. It's, I choose not to do drugs, but it really doesn't affect me if other people do. Why ruin someone's life because they decide to smoke weed, which just ignoring all the legitimate medicinal purposes weed has, even if it literally just got you high, doesn't really affect me if you want to get high. I don't care. It's hard to believe looking at what I'm wearing and the way I look. I choose not to smoke weed, but I don't give a damn what other people do. And then COVID happened and I was bored one day. So I watched the Libertarian convention online that year with Daddy Sarwark, of course.
Oh, that was my election where I was running against Sarwark. Yeah.
And they obviously nominated Spike and Joe, and I had never heard of either. So I started looking into them and was like, oh, awesome. I ended up on her Facebook page, I think, and they were looking for people to create and run state pages for the campaign. And I said, yeah, I'll do it, thinking they'd be like, what? You're some fucking nobody. No, thank you. And they're like, sure, go for it. Then I ended up meeting people like Sam Robb and your old buddy Adam Reinhart.
Dude. You know what? Who
was my county chair at the time, and I got sucked in, and now I'm like,
that one really bugs me, dude. That one bugs me, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Listen. There's a lot of fucking people.
He still wears your shoes.
I know he does. Hey, a lot of people made fun of me making those shoes, but Adam bought them and said that he loves them and they're very nice and comfortable, and so I appreciate that.
I want some.
And they were expensive. Hey, I think you could still go on Facebook and find the old page. I don't know, but anyway, so the Adam thing bugs me, dude, because Adam knows I'm not in any things that he calls us. He knows I'm not. You know what I mean? He knows 100%. Adam and I have had personal conversations. After Joe Bishop Pinchman won in 2020, I shook his hand. Because Reinhardt was like running his campaign, right? And so like I talked to him and said, hey man, I appreciate you guys. I'm looking forward to working with you. Like I try to be the nice guy, you know what I mean? And so for him to go kind of fly off the hills like that, like, look, I get it. Like your own state, you might be mad at people for doing what they're doing in your own state, but like I'm half the country away. I was all the way on the other side of the country when this shit went down. And we were friendly, dude. And so for you to come at me like that and be, you know what I mean? Like that one bugged me because I actually like Adam. You know what I mean? Like I don't think he's a giant piece of shit, you know.
Quit platforming Nazis and racists.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody, whatever. Yeah, totally. That's how I roll, bro. You know what I mean? It's just all Nazi after rape apologist.
Goddamn deadbeat dad, son of a bitch.
Deadbeat dad raising 8 kids and all this shit. Yeah, no, it's just he doesn't, and that's something that I can say honestly about him. Especially, he never brings up my family, which is really cool. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, listen, dude, I don't give a fuck what kind of problems you have with me or my policy or my show or who I talk to, but you bring my family into it, you're a piece of shit. I mean, that's just how it works. You're a piece of shit. I don't care what you're saying about my family. If you're using them in a negative light or even a positive light as a fucking political football, you're a piece of shit. There's no reason for that.
100%. I mean, we were. With all the stuff going on in PA, my friend who kind of co-chairs social media with me actually got CYS called on her. The lady came and she immediately knew it was horse shit. So it was no big deal, but it was still a fucking traumatic thing. I mean, your kids might get taken away. And for the record, she's the kind of parent I would aspire to be when I have kids. So to call, and we're pretty sure we know who did it. And,
yeah, we've had CPS.
That person will get handled.
Yeah, they should. I mean, they should. If you're calling the state on somebody's kids falsely, you know what I mean? You're a piece of shit. I mean, you're an actual piece of shit. And honest to God, personally, even if that's somebody on my side, you're a piece of shit. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
And we don't think it was somebody on your side. Although a lot of people, we're trying to tell us it probably was.
Well, that's anything.
Anything
bad that happens, it's always the Mises Cox dude. It's always our fault. Always. I mean,
I know. I tripped at work and hurt my leg, and I was like, "Fucking Michael Heiss."
Yeah, it's always Michael Heiss. This dude's like 5'5", and he is like this small ginger package of just destruction, And it's like, dude, you've met Michael Heiss in person. You know what I mean? Like anybody who's ever met Michael Heiss in person is like, wow, dude, this guy's like just a little cool dude who like to fucking, you know what I mean? Like he's not this monster terror that everybody's like, Jesus Christ. You'd think when people talk about Michael Heiss, you'd think he's this like 7 foot fucking like monster beast that's like beating everybody up, and then you meet him and he's all stoned and he's like, hey man, what's going on, how you guys doing, you know?
If you want to stop the Mises Caucus, just take Michael Heiss and set him on top of the fridge and he'll be stuck and like you're fucking done. Like,
he's a nice guy. He's a good guy. I love Heiss. And that's the thing too. He's very staunch and he can be very stubborn and hard-headed, but at the end of the day, if you go and talk to Mike and try to work with Mike, 9 times out of 10 he's probably going to work with you if you're a reasonable, not a shitty person. You know what I mean? And so but that's we should talk about that because you were on the other side of this thing for quite some time, buddy.
I took the title of High Priest of the Cathedral Caucus.
Yeah, dude. Ouch, bro.
I set the table up at the convention 2 years ago. It was, you know, I was.
Have you learned your lesson?
Listening to, you know, I'm a little stubborn too, but that one did manage to get through to me. I listened to some people that were pretty believable and whatnot, and then as things went on, I'd be like, all right, so you're telling me the Mises Caucus does X, Y, and Z, right? Like, all right, that's something you're telling me. Let's take a look here. I wouldn't see it happening, but then I would see, quote unquote, my side doing X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, wait, that's what you're saying the Mises Caucus does, and I'd be met with like, well, it's morally correct because we need to beat the bad guys or some bullshit. I'm like, wait, but like, I can count the number of times on one hand that somebody from the Mises Caucus has straight up lied to my face or betrayed me. I could probably do it on like one finger. Whereas the cathedral people or some of the anti-Mises people, it's like a daily occurrence.
Sure.
I'm like, just be honest about it. Be like, hey, I hate Mises so bad that I don't mind being a piece of shit.
Well,
I respect the honesty. Like, I respect the honesty. Don't pretend like to be some moral crusaders and, you know, steal assets from the party and do this, that, and the other thing and send stupid fucking mailers out.
Yeah, I got that mailer, by the way. So you can imagine my laugh about that. And I think I've gotten 2 mailers from them. No, I got one from the Cathedral Caucus, I think, and then one from the Libertarian Party Defense Fund. That one.
Yeah, the Defense Fund is that's a fun one. I know the person who I believe is
well, it's Kevin Coggan.
Funding.
I know Kevin's a big part of that, and I know that Nick Sarwark's a big part of that.
He fucking hates me,
yeah,
Kevin, because I'm super Mises now and stuff, and I called him out on his bullshit, and he has me blocked on everything, so I'm sure he won't see this. But
oh, dude, he don't watch my show. I bought his book, but he don't watch my show. You know what I mean?
He called one of my friends the C word, and ever since then, I was like, told everybody who knows him, like, look, if he says something to me, I'm gonna rock his shit, and we were at convention. I walked past him multiple times, and of course, he just got one of these. Yeah,
that's how they all do it, buddy.
We're not online, like it's.
Yeah. That's how they all do it, dude. Look, I started this shit show in 2017. And people were calling me all kinds of names: deadbeat dad, grifter, can't keep a job. They like to say this thing because I would stay on couches at some conventions that I was a couch surfer and didn't have a place to live. That's actually why I started Couchstreams. It was to troll these people.
Wait, so you would like crash with friends who care enough about you to let you stay with them and not spend money on a hotel? What a dipshit you are, Josh.
Yeah,
it's not like you have like 87 kids to take care of.
Well, it's like I don't think that these people can comprehend how when you're not a complete piece of shit that you can have friends all over the country. All over the country. I mean, literally every state I go to, I have friends in. And I can do that because I'm not a total piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go out of my way to attack everybody. I don't make my entire personality about attacking people, you know.
And for the record, for calling these people out for not doing anything in person, I'm not saying I'm a fighter. We've already established that.
Sure.
But I also don't go online pretending I am and talking shit to people. Like, if I say something online, I'll say it to your face too. I'm not saying I'm going to go on some sort of tough street fighter guy, but like, if I say something on the internet, yeah, I'll say it to you in person because I meant it.
Well, and it was funny because that first campaign I did 2017, it was like before I started traveling, people had all these things to say about me, right? And then I'd show up at their state convention. and they wouldn't even, either they wouldn't talk to me, or I'd come up to shake their hand, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come to your face. I'm going to shake your hand and be like, hey buddy, how's it going? I remember that time you called me a white supremacist. My kids saw that, you fucking piece of shit. And so, I'll shake their hands, and they'll really timidly put a hand out, and you'll see the hand is shaking, and I'm like, fucking pussy, dude. What kind of pussy goes online and says that kind of shit, and then you see me in person and you don't got nothing to say? Nothing. Right.
You would respect it if you went up to that and did that, and they looked at you and be like, I don't shake racist hands, you douchebag.
Yeah, dude, yeah, fuck
you
yeah,
kept
dude.
the same energy. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think the only person that's had that energy from online that the same in person, and I'm gonna say it, the only person is Brian Ellison. That is the only person. Oh, that's a nice Waffle House Caucus. I like that. I'm a member myself.
Yeah, breaking news. I'm a member of the Waffle House Caucus, so start tweeting white supremacist shit at me.
Yeah, I'm Waffle House Caucus and Mises Caucus, and a contributing member to the Radical Caucus, and I was a contributing member to the Outright Caucus too. So all y'all that are like, oh, he's anti-gay, can completely kiss my ass. You know what I mean?
I donated. I've donated Outright, and I was a state coordinator for the Prags. Apparently, people don't seem to realize, I might just be a libertarian and want the party to succeed.
Sure. Ooh, the Prags. That was a rough one, dude. It was it was so funny because if you just read the mission statement of the Prags, I was totally on board with it. I was like, this is cool, dude. Yeah, absolutely. But then you started meeting the people in the Prags. And I was like, holy shit.
And that's what I was on board with. I was like, great, principled people, elect them, fantastic, love it. Yeah. And then it became a vehicle to battle the Mises Caucus. And I was like, I didn't really sign up for that. Although I did have some fun at first because, confrontation's fun and fucking with people is kind of fun. But then I was like, this is really distracting to actually doing liberty things. I don't have time to be calling Josh Smith a piece of shit if I'm trying to run a campaign.
And it's so funny because I'll tell you what, dude, a lot of this fight started with me. Right. I mean, that's how it was. It was 2017, 2018. I did come on the scene hot. I mean, hot. I was like, nobody knew who I was. And I was like, the socialists got to fucking go, and we're going to bring principles back to the party. And I was way in over my head. I didn't know what I was doing. I had never been on the national board. I'm running to be the chairman of the national party. And you know what? I probably wasn't ready. But even not being ready, and if I had got on that board and done absolutely nothing, it would have been better than what Nick Sarwark did 2018 to 2020. And that's the truth. That's the absolute truth.
I just had this conversation with my girlfriend where I said, you're really never going to be ready for fucking anything. Sometimes you just got to do it and figure it out. I mean, even if you don't get it or you don't do it, well, now you learned how to do it.
Sure.
I mean, I didn't know how to run the social media for a fucking state political party. And according to some people, I still don't. But, figuring it out, we managed to not get our accounts deleted. So,
sure.
Fuck, I don't know. It's not too bad.
Well, listen, if New Hampshire can't get their account deleted, you guys are going to be just fine. I promise. Okay.
Yeah. We had people going, oh, well, Mises can't win because we don't want our social media to be like New Hampshire's. And I was like, wait, first of all, nobody in the Mises Caucus of PA, everyone said we don't want that either. Sure. We're not New Hampshire. And number two, I already have the keys to everything. If that was going to happen, would have been doing it already.
Right.
I'd be tweeting out Holocaust shit. And
well, and here's the thing. And this is what people don't get about New Hampshire. What they're doing in New Hampshire, what that party is doing in New Hampshire fucking works for New Hampshire, dude. Have you ever been to New Hampshire? It works.
plus, sure, messaging might not be what we do. Right. Their message might not be something we do, but pretty sure they have at least 20 times the followers our Twitter does. So
sure. Yeah,
not saying that's the end all be all of everything, but fuck, they got followers and shit. So
the Free State Project. I mean, so the Free State Project. A lot of people don't know this. A Free State Project started in New Hampshire, obviously, and they've coalesced all these libertarians around these libertarian ideals. And before the Libertarian Party was effective, they all joined the Republican Party and have taken all the state rep spots, bro. I mean, they've taken over tons of state, and these are free state people that are state legislators that are rolling back all these fucking laws, right? And now they also have an effective Libertarian Party that's growing. They're one of the fastest growing state parties in the country. And people are like, oh, their messaging is terrible. I'm like, just go look at their fucking numbers, dude. Go look. This is what people have been waiting for. They want a party that's not going to hold back and pull punches and try to be like the Republicans and the Democrats. Why would they want another party that's like the Republicans and the Democrats? They don't want that. Nobody wants that shit.
I took heat once because we tweeted, "Don't tell us what to do, Fed boy" at Joe Biden. I was like, really?
Oh, geez.
Like, first of all, have you seen some of the shit that affiliates are putting out? Y'all got mad about that. And also, like, let's do the math on it. Like, he's literally the top Fed boy.
Oh yeah. He's the number one
like,
Fed.
I don't know if they got I don't know if they got mad because I assumed his gender or fucking what.
That might have been
he's literally,
knowing libertarians, that might have been it, dude. You might have said boy and they got mad.
Yeah, maybe I should have said like head Fed Z or something. Like, I don't know
Fed
what you're
Z.
supposed to do, but
Fed Z, I think. Or Fed they.
I was like, God.
Fed they.
So then we just went with like safer messaging until the convention. I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not taking the heat for like doing things that I know. And it's like half the time it's either people who are boomers or mental boomers who are trying to tell me how to run social media accounts. And I'm like, guys, this isn't like a newsletter that's getting delivered on a horse. Okay. I know how social media works better than you.
That's the problem. A lot of these old time libertarians have been around for a long time, have no fucking clue how to use social media at all, right? And so they can't grow a following on social media, but they think they're putting out this really strong messaging, and people are like, "This is boring, dude. Nobody wants to hear this. Like, say something about COVID."
Being on the LPPA account, you see a lot of stuff, and it's pretty much all hilarious. But like the people who really come on and go, "You're a racist, you want poor people to die," and I go and I look and they have like 3 followers, and I'm like,
yeah, don't care.
What,
don't care,
bro. Like, you're not even a real person.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure. And that's what I tell people, like, how they're you see all this dumb stuff on social media, like, how do you handle it? I'm like, well, it's simple, because Twitter is not a real fucking place.
Yeah, it's not. But people
not
do.
A real place.
It's not a real place, and it's not a dating website either. You fucking weirdo.
No, like, I don't care. Like, fake people are saying fake shit in a fake place. It doesn't affect me. I don't give a shit.
Right.
So I just tweet whatever the hell I want, or I tweet it, reasonably famous libertarians until they bring me on their fucking show, and
Dude,
it works.
You could have just sent me a message, dog. You know what I mean? I'm pretty good about having people on my show.
But here's the thing. By doing that, I picked up like a bunch of followers.
It's never going to work for Dave, though. Never going to work for Dave.
No, I didn't think so. I'm gonna keep tweeting at him though, because I still pick up followers when I just tweet dumb shit at Dave Smith, and I'm like,
you know what I did?
I got a couple of pictures with him.
How I got on Dave the first time is I built enough of a following, and was running for chair that I went and told my followers, hey, everyone tweet at Dave Smith to have me on. And he finally put out a statement. It was like, God damn it, fine, I'll have him on. Now get off my fucking lawn. And then he had me on the show. So
that's great. I'm gonna have to work on that.
Yeah, you got to build up the following. You got to build up the following. And then you got to tell your followers to tweet at Dave Smith, because he loves that shit. Let me tell you. And then he has you on, and that's how it worked. And I've been on part of the problem twice now. You know what I mean?
I think what is it? I tweeted at you guys, and what is it? Dave Brady, I think, put out a tweet and tagged me and said, "You can't ask people to be on their show; it doesn't work." And then he tagged me. He was like, "Hold my fucking beer." I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I do. I just, if there's a show that I don't get invited on, I want to be on it. I'm like, hey, put me on your fucking show."
Dave, I love David Brady. I just did David's show, and he's one of those young people that's really got it, dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's 17 years old, and he really got it. So, yeah, man, that's a good one. So let's we're getting halfway done with this thing. Let's talk about your run for Pennsylvania State Senate. What what do you? Oh, actually, we got a question from Dave Brady, actually. What state affiliate do you think has the best social media? Give a top 5.
Oh, Pennsylvania, obviously, is number 1.
Not at all biased.
Because I do it. No, I'm not at all biased. Texas, Kentucky,
not
are
Texas.
up there.
You can't say Texas. Kentucky for sure. You can't say
Some of Texas. Some of Texas. Sometimes.
Not on this show, bro. Oh, come on. They're the worst. They're like the worst ones still out there. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, this is your list, not my list. I can't.
Kentucky's usually really good. Part of my brain loves New Hampshire. Part of my brain is like, fucking stop. Like everything you said, like I get it. I totally get it. It's great social media, but I fucking hate it at times. But New Hampshire's up there. And other than that, Colorado. I feel like
Colorado's been pretty
has some good
lately.
ones. I see.
Yeah.
Colorado's been solid. It's weird. Like, I do all the social media and the podcasts and stuff, but I usually don't watch very many podcasts, and I don't read a lot of tweets.
There's a lot of guys there's a lot of guys in the chat right now, including James Gentleman and David Brady, that would like you to mention a certain cold northern state that has been pretty base lately. Minnesota has been killing it. Killing it. But they are saying you bombed the first question, buddy, because Texas social media sucks.
That's a real place?
Minnesota? Yeah, it's right above where I live. Literally. I live in Minnesota Junior. So.
What, they got like 17 libertarians there or something?
Nah, dude, I just was at their convention not this past weekend, but the weekend before, and it was fucking full, dude. Full.
Great. I'm going to have all of Minnesota just fucking coming at me on Twitter now. This is going to suck.
They're coming. They're coming for you. Okay, so what are the issues that Pennsylvania faces the most currently that you would like to change if you could get into the legislature?
I got a list of 7 things to focus on. One is ending the state monopoly on liquor sales. Currently, only as we call them, state stores can sell wine and spirits.
I know all about
as you can.
Same thing in Oregon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, as you can imagine, it's a state-run store, so it's fucking fantastic. Never any supply chain issues. Awesome place. It sucks ass, and I'm pretty sure as a country we're supposed to be against monopolies, but whatever. Eliminating the property tax, that's a big issue, especially in my part of Pennsylvania. You're getting seniors, retired people pushed out of their homes because they can't afford the home that they own and still have to pay money on to the state. Constitutional carry.
That's going to be a hard one in Pennsylvania, probably. And you guys have a lot of rural area there, too. And I think people forget about that.
It's one of those states that flips back and forth, each election cycle between red and blue. If enough of the blue moves, down to Florida in a certain year, we could probably get it through. But cannabis decrim, I would like to allow for the use of psychedelics for mental health issues.
I used to be a big supporter of that until Adam Kokesh had his mental breakdown. So.
Well, yeah, not whatever psychedelics he's using. Maybe like
I think he's on meth others. At this point. I think he's just doing meth out there in the desert at this point. Right?
like maybe different psychedelics, but that was my thing before politics, and still is I do a lot of charity work for like mental health issues and shit because I'm crazy. So
we're all a little crazy, buddy. I promise.
Oh yeah, there was a time where I was probably hitting a little bit higher than a little crazy, but that's been one of my my pet issues is mental health issues and stuff like that. Ending vehicle registration requirements. We're one of, I believe, only 13 or 15, I don't remember, states that require a yearly inspection, which is supposedly to make sure your
Oregon as well
is safe.
Yeah.
Make sure your vehicle is safe for the roads that are not safe for your fucking vehicle.
Right. Yeah, this shit blows my mind. It's like, and they're taking that money. It's supposed to go for road improvements, and the roads are terrible, garbage.
Well, that plus here, I think we have the highest gas tax in the nation, which is number 7. It's cutting gas taxes by at least 50%, if not 100, is what I would prefer. But I think they're the highest in the nation, and I want to say they're like 58 cents a gallon. And we still have the worst roads and bridges in the nation. Like literally, one out in Pittsburgh just collapsed and shit. And they even admit that a big portion of the money that they take from the gas tax ends up going to fund pension benefits or this, that, and the other thing. Well, if we had the best roads in the country, I would almost shut the hell up about the gas tax. But we don't. You're screwing us at the pubs, and the roads suck ass. I hit a pothole at least every day where I just have to close my eyes and like pray that my shitbox truck doesn't fall apart.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you this, dude. I've been all over this country. I've driven on roads in probably, I don't know, at least 35 or 40 states. And I went to the Michigan State Convention recently, and I could tell you wholeheartedly that the worst roads and highways I've ever driven on in my entire life were in Michigan. I literally wanted to make a post and just be like, Michigan roads, why?
That's so weird.
I was scared for my life.
Michigan. I was out in Michigan, albeit I was on all back roads and rural shit, and I was like, fuck me, this is smoother than our highways out here in Pennsylvania.
Bad, there was parts of the highway where I was like, I had to slow down to 10, 15 miles an hour under the speed limit because of how bad the highway roads were. I was scared. I was like, oh, shit, I got 5 kids in the car and my pregnant fiance. I'm like, dude, this shit's going to rattle our van to death. Like, I couldn't do it, dude. Michigan roads, why? They're terrible. But I guess I could see some bad roads in Penn too. I definitely
they're
in
so
Jersey.
bad. Like, well, the roads aren't the problem in Jersey. It's the fucking people, but that's a whole other discussion. Great. Here's what I'm going to do is we're going to take the rest of this interview and I'm going to shit on the other 48 states because I already got Minnesota and New Jersey.
It's really easy to shit on New York and California, dude. That's like Bush League shit. You don't even need to do it. They just shit on themselves, you know?
Yeah, like just talk to somebody from Jersey. I'm pretty sure Adam Nutter's from Jersey. So
yeah, he's definitely born and raised in Jersey, I think, and then moved to Pennsylvania.
And that says enough.
I mean, that's like my best friend, bro. You know that, right?
You need better friends.
Dude, he's so cool, bro. He's such a cool dude, man.
He is. He's I won't admit publicly that he's funny, but he's not as unfunny as people say he is.
Yeah, I like his stand-up. It's pretty good, dude. For a he's a young budding comic, and he could fight.
I don't know about young, but
he's pretty gray, dude. He's pretty gray. We should make him and Dave Smith have a comic battle. That'd be fucking funny, and see who wins. See if Dave really stands up to the hype. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. How was the Pennsylvania convention for you, dude? I mean, coming from one side to the other, dude. What was that like for you, dude?
It was interesting. Full disclosure, the second day, Saturday, I actually skipped a chunk of it because I was so hungover.
Oh, yeah.
I could barely stand upright, so I kind of slept through a lot of it. But I was there at the beginning. I mean, there were some parts there. It's a room full of several hundred libertarians, so there's going to be some stuff that's disheartening. You know, some shouting down that you wish wouldn't happen and stuff. But
yeah, but fuck John Waldenberg though, for real. Fuck that guy. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
He's blocked on everything I have. He's blocked on all the LPPA stuff, and it's crazy. It's weird. It's like, I've asked people, like, look, if you want to like shit on Josh Smith or shit on the caucus or whatever on your personal shit, dope. I think you're wasting your time, but like, go for it. But these people would tag the LPPA Twitter and shit and be like, hey, look, LPPA, look at this racist Nazi. I'd be like, you understand, like, part of my job as a social media chair is to like protect the brand. Like, having you tag us in this shit isn't that.
Right.
So then as soon as convention ended, I was like, great, I'm actually empowered to do my job the way I need to. Blocked on everything, fucking gone. Finally, he did officially resign his membership as well.
He said he didn't. He said he didn't. He just told me
this is new.
Really?
This is new. A day or two ago, he made a post saying officially resigned his membership, which a former state chair actually bought him a life membership after he had been chairing a committee with his membership lapsed for several months. So I'm glad he or she spent that $500. You fucking idiot.
A moment of silence. A moment of silence for our long lost brother, John McWarmartberger.
I'd rather you play Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. Fucking Wizard of Oz.
I wish next time I have somebody from Pennsylvania, I'm going to have the audio loaded up from when he got on the LNC call and was like, if you guys want to be consistent, then kick Joshua Smith off the board because he told me to eat and suck dicks and he called us all nerds. I thought it was the funniest shit. That was the funniest shit. I still like. There's a video out there of me. It's like all the squares.
Did you just tell him to suck a dick again?
No, dude, I
That
was
would've
just
been
like,
hilarious.
it was during an LNC meeting, so I'm not going to say that during the LNC meeting, right? And
Pussy.
but you see me.
Old messaging.
I know, but it's LNC, and so I try to have a little bit of decorum during meetings, okay? And so I was in one of the screens, one of the there's all the panels from Zoom, and you see me I'm dying. I had to mute my mic. I'm like laughing my fucking head off, dude, because I'm like, how can this guy be so unself-aware to realize not only are we gonna cut this and make a joke out of it forever, because it was just hilarious, dude.
Well, I'm thinking of it. I got Mises friends, I got anti-Mises friends, whatever. Like it's not like that with me. But like I've noticed
but nobody likes John Walmart Burger though. I'm just kidding.
Hey, your words, but fair. But like when we have like a board call come up and there's an important issue that needs to be voted on, Mike himself will call me and be like, "Hey, this is coming up. What are your thoughts on it?" And I'll explain. He'll explain his thoughts, and then like we either agree or we don't.
Right.
And that's it. If I didn't toe the line with the cathedral people, I'm a Mises saboteur scumbag.
Yeah, you're a Nazi adjacent.
Yeah, and I keep getting told because they had Portillo, nominated Portillo or endorsed Portillo before, I was friendly and whatnot, that they had lied to me and betrayed me and blah blah blah. I was like, they never promised me an endorsement.
Right.
Like I was told that like they wouldn't be super like trashing me or like you got to vote for Anthony, and they didn't.
Right.
Anything they've told me has been true. And I can't say the same thing. I really don't care. A lot of stuff I don't care what you believe. I care if you're honest to me.
Right. Well, and first of all, anybody that might be a little upset or worried about endorsements from the Mises Caucus needs to get the fucking line, because I'm not even endorsed by the Mises Caucus here, bitch. So I'm just saying, I'm of all people, I'm a free agent this year, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anybody bitch about it.
And I just I don't really care. Plus, there's not a whole ton of people, at least in the LPPA, who can say, I've had the Mises Caucus pissed at me for a vote and the anti-Mises crowd pissed at me for a vote.
Sure.
I generally do both in the same fucking meeting.
Nice. Yeah.
So I don't really give a shit. If you said something stupid or you can't back it up, I'm going to call you a dumbass and call you out on it.
Sure.
I don't care what your little logo in the background says.
Well, it's funny because you're talking about how the Cathedral Caucus is like, oh, they fucked you over and this and that, and they stabbed you in the back or whatever. That's what the candidate from...
And then they did it to me.
Yeah, of course. That's how they roll, dude. They are everything they say they hate. And that's, if you watch it in other states, it's been worse, right? New Hampshire, obviously. Boston, Massachusetts has been really bad. They've pulled some shit in New Mexico. This is something that they're trying to do everywhere.
The best part is I worked out a deal with them where I was like, hey, y'all have been like dicks to a friend of mine, like trashing this person on your cathedral social media stuff. So here's the deal. I'll tell you, how many like Mises people I think are coming to convention. Y'all lay off. And I told him about 200 people. I forgot what I said, 250, because Mike didn't care. I told him, I was like, hey, I'm going to like, what are the numbers look? He's like, about this. And I was like, cool. And told him, guess how many fucking Mises people showed up to convention? Between 200 and 250.
There's a lot.
They didn't. And then they just started shitting. They broke the deal. I held up my end. It was the truth. It's exactly what happened. They knew about at least 200 Mises were going to show up, sure. And then they show up with like 80 people. I'm like, what
do you
the
think
fuck do you want me to do? Like,
yeah. Well, and here's the thing. We knew.
That's exactly what I expected. But
we knew months and months and months ago that there was going to be that many people, Mises people, at the Pennsylvania State Convention. This is the thing. Right after the Pennsylvania State Convention, over a year ago now, we all said, hey, we're going to sign up, we're going to become members, and we're going to show up to the fucking convention, because what they pulled in 2021 was bullshit. I mean, plain and simple, it was fucking bullshit.
Not for nothing, it was bullshit, but being someone who was on that side at the time felt pretty fucking good.
I bet it did. I bet it felt, getting those wins feels good, dude.
It felt fucking great. Maybe not morally, but it was
sure.
Like, hey, we
won!
But,
fuck yeah! Well, here's the thing.
But I'll give you guys credit. you didn't go and start a new party with stolen party data and try to, let's say there's a former XCOM member who I guess might have been a little inebriated the night of the first night of convention.
Are we talking about Steve Sheets? Because he's a bitch too. Anyways, go ahead.
I didn't say that, but kicked me and my partner off of the LPPA Facebook, and I'll remind you, I'm the fucking chair.
Right.
So they was trying to, and luckily, Sam Robb still had access, and I don't think he's a big Mises fan, but he's a good guy. He's a fair guy. He's a good dude, at least in my eyes. I like Sam, and he got us back hooked up, ASAP, even though he was driving on. But tried to and then our Twitter. Now this is a little bit stupid on me. I didn't change the password to the Twitter because I gave these people too much credit. And then I get a text that's a screenshot of the LPPA account retweeting the defense fund. Oh, so they fucking access the Twitter, and I had to take that down and change the password and shit. So I'm like, you're doing all this scummy shit that
they're the scumbags.
Mises does.
Yeah, no, they're the scumbags. They're the ones that it's a mission through a projection, right? I mean, that's what it is. They're projecting so hard that they're admitting they're the scumbags, dude. And listen,
I've been told they just think you've done this or they think you've done that, blah blah. I'm like, that's fine. I'm not going to stop my war with them. It's not a caucus war for me. It's a personal war with people who have disrespected me, and I've said it 100 times. I'll end it. Apologize for what you've done wrong, and it's over. Right. But they won't do it because they're prideful. They're not prideful. They're scumbags. You apologize to me for what you did wrong, and if there's something I did wrong, I'll apologize too. We're done, like grown men. But if you want to keep going,
that's another one.
I know social media better.
That's another one that bugs me too, Joel. Is Sam Robb, his anti-Mises stuff. I was a big Sam Robb fan when he was running for president in 2020, and in fact, I showed up to the Illinois State Convention. I was the keynote speaker there. I ran their fundraising auction, and I hosted and moderated the presidential debate. And Sam Robb, it was my birthday. It was on my birthday. In fact, my now fiance, she drove up there to hang out with me from Iowa, and that was the second time we had spent the weekend together. And Sam got there and bought me a birthday cake. And gave me a birthday cake, sat it on the moderator table right before the presidential campaign. And I like Sam Robb; he's a nice guy. So it really bugs me out because he knows I'm not any of those fucking things that those people say.
Yeah, and in terms of the caucus war, I mean, he's been sucked in a little bit. Sure. But as a person, I got nothing but respect and love for that dude. I mean, He's been a good friend to me and whatnot.
Both the men of God, dude. They're both the ones that I still kind of like and hope they come back around at some point.
Yeah, it's hard to hate people who are so fucking nice, even if somebody's addicted. They're just like, God, it's such a nice guy though. Yeah. It's time of it. I mean, Sam knew I was struggling at convention, and I'm not religious, but he pulled me in and prayed for me, with me. And I was like, and I don't think he was too happy with me at that current time either, but. It didn't matter. He saw the struggle, and stuff like that. So I got nothing but respect for Sam Robb. Can't say the same for parts of the rest of the former XCOM, but
sure. Well,
I didn't name him.
Well, hey, I'll drop names. I don't give a shit. I've been doing this for so long, and I've had so many tiffs with these people. I'm not afraid. I will drop every fucking name, and people know that about me.
I will say this is a rum and coke, so I'm about 1.5 sheets to the wind.
Big. Hey man, that's where you could get coffee and subs at Sheets, dude. You know what I mean? I know all about your guys' Sheets.
I know I live in Wawa territory.
Yeah, Wawa's better,
bro. You're not wrong, but she put fries on your hoagie if you're a fat piece of shit like me.
Sure.
And that's just hard to get past, dude.
I love Wawa. I actually I've had Wawa several times.
Wait. What do you call the sandwiches?
Sandwiches? I don't know. They're just sandwiches.
What do you call a long sandwich with meat on it?
It's a sub.
You fucking douchebag.
Why? What do you guys call? Oh, hoagie, yeah.
Hoagie.
I could go with hoagie too. I'm from the West Coast, dude. We don't know your lingo out there, bro. Fair. You know what I mean? But I did. I recently went to the Florida State Convention, and I went out with Fat Dave, the guy who plays Fat Dave, and his wife, and a couple of my friends there. And we ended up at some bars drinking in the hood. And then on the way home, we stopped at Wawa. I was like, listen, we got to go to Wawa, and you got to get a spicy fucking sandwich here. And it's going to, trust me, it's going to be so good. And he was like in shock and awe of my Wawa etiquette, I think, because, there's like 55 people in this Wawa drunk, right? Leaving the bars and shit. And I was just like, I was just smooth and talking to everybody, and you know what I mean? And he was like, I think he was in awe of my Wawa etiquette, late night Wawa etiquette. So.
Oh, that's apparently I'm taking heat on Twitter for being on your show.
Good. Fuck him. Let him go cry somewhere, dude.
I posted live with a dude who loves the Frozen ride at Disney and tagged you. And
so, the Frozen ride is dope, dude.
I won't throw names out, but somebody replied, yikes, and then screw it, I'll throw this thing. James Lane posted a GIF that said, I did try to warn you. James, warn me about what? I'm on a podcast.
James
what the fuck is James Lane, who is a...
I know who he is. He's a pussy too, dude. I don't like him. Yeah. He's the guy that's got it's like his profile picture is like writing, like red and blue writing on black background or something. I know who he is. He's a pussy. He's a left. He's like a total leftist, dude. I know who he is.
The Minnesota State Party tweeted at me too.
Yeah, they're gonna do that, dude. You gotta now you gotta go follow them because they're dope, bro. I love Minnesota. They're my cold brothers to the north.
Hey, great news! I got retweeted by the Keystone Cathedral Caucus, and it says, "We used to think Joel was cool. Turns out he was always a rat."
Oh, because you came on my show. Because you came on my show.
I'm gonna I retweeted that.
Good. Yeah. Can you imagine? Imagine now. Listen.
Appreciate that.
Listen, I went on 2 years ago, less than 2 years ago. I went on the Fakertarians podcast. I've been on the Fakertarians podcast last year too, right? But that was basically just to go there and talk shit to them. I called them all bitches, and it was. But 2 years ago, I went on there to have a serious discussion, a serious one. And you know what? The Mises people didn't fucking be like, you fucking trading rat. You know what I mean? Like there were some people who were unhappy that I went on the Fakertarians podcast, but they didn't fucking exile
podcast. Me. Like even if I was still super cathedral, I would come on your show.
Right. You know what? That's good. Like, hey, listen, anybody from the fucking Cathedral Caucus that's listening to this show right now, because probably some of you are listening to this, send your best guy. Send your best guy over to come and have a conversation with me on my show. We'll have a conversation and we'll talk about why you have so much sand in your vagina. And then we will get past that. And then you guys can prove how I'm a Nazi or an alt-right bigot or a deadbeat dad or any of the other weird shit you guys like to obsess about over me. Come on my show and let's have that conversation. Because Joel was ready to come on my show and talk about whatever the fuck I wanted to talk about. He would talk about his past associations, his run for PA Senate. He talks about the Libertarian Party. He's promoting something. What are you promoting besides hate and vile bullshit?
Yeah, I mean,
nothing.
When we first set it up, you were like, "Hey, we're probably gonna have to talk about your past alliances if that's cool." And I was like, I said, I strongly encourage it. Let's fucking go. Like,
you were ready to do it, dude.
Don't care.
These people are pussies.
People are like, oh, you're trying to help Mises defeat the cathedral. Well, here's the thing. I don't give a fuck.
Right. Well, and the cathedral sucks. Imagine taking like the worst elements of our society and naming your caucus after it. First of all, okay, like the cathedral is like, we're talking about the mainstream media, the elite establishment government, and the big tech companies, and this is what the cathedral is, right? These are the holy trinity.
Is this where we're supposed to say them with the parentheses?
No, it's not the Jews. I'm a Jew. That's the other thing.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never met it. I've never met an anti-Semitic Jew before.
Yeah, dude. I'm not actually. Listen, I'm not religiously Jewish, but my dad's side of the family's from Israel. I'm half Middle Eastern, dude. That's the other thing. When they start calling me a Nazi and shit, I'm like, really? Really? That's what you're going with? Okay. All right, dummy. Yeah. So I'm half Israeli, dude.
Of all the stuff to make fun of you for, like, right now, like, okay, I could probably make fun of your couch, your backwards hat, but like,
this is a San Jose Sharks hat, by the way. Because that's the best.
That doesn't make it better. That's
in the world. Yeah, you're
the best hockey team.
Are you a Flyers fan?
Hockey.
Are you Fly? Oh, you don't like hockey.
Fuck the Fly. I don't watch hockey.
How are you from Pennsylvania? You don't like hockey.
I'll watch hockey in person. In person, that shit is dope.
Yeah,
on TV, how the fuck am I supposed to see that puck? I can't see. I feel like an old man. But
do you remember in the 90s when they put a tracer on the puck?
Bro, I was born in 94.
Oh Jesus, you're young.
I was born in
you're
94.
Like,
I'm younger than you think I am.
Yeah, you're like 11 years younger than me, man. Holy shit.
Not quite young enough for Tom Woods.
Jesus Christ, dude. Not on my show. Come on. Give the man some space. Let's get all the facts first, okay? Jesus.
That was a joke. I'm trying not to get tweeted at by the cathedral people anymore.
Okay. I see. You're throwing a bone to those guys. And listen, the Tom Woods thing, it's not off limits, but I
haven't paid attention to it.
Yeah,
I haven't done the work to have an opinion.
I've paid attention, and I've looked at all the evidence, and I'm not convinced yet. And so, if you're going to convince me, then fucking convince me. That's all I have to say. If you're going to convince me, don't just say, "Oh, there's an account on Twitter that's saying this thing, and it's the strange sister of the person that he was." I don't want to hear that. I want to see fucking evidence that grooming happened.
I'd like to hear from the ex-wife. If the ex-wife says it started too early, then it started too early. Maybe we have an issue. If she says we waited till this day, then we don't have an issue.
Yeah, we don't have a fucking issue.
From the people.
And that's my thing too. And we'll close on this because we're at the end of the hour. But we'll close on this. Listen, if you're out there and you think you're a fucking advocate for victims and you haven't gotten permission from the victim yet, and you haven't gotten testimony from the victim yet, and you're assuming things on behalf of the victim, then you're not an advocate. You're a piece of shit. Period. That's not what advocates do for anybody, for any victim of anything. You don't take the victim's story and make it your own, ever. You certainly don't make up a story without the victim's testimony, ever. It doesn't work that way.
I'm pretty sure what you're describing is essentially virtue signaling.
Yeah.
But also if we're ending on this, at Getz for PA is my Twitter handle.
Yeah, that's
also my PayPal. Let's see who can donate more money, Mises or Cathedral. It's not going to be the Cathedral. I'm pretty sure they fucking hate me, but
it wouldn't be those guys anyways.
If it's all right with you, I got less than a minute to end on one other thing.
Yes, please do, dude.
Other than donating to my campaign, if you guys could go to the AFSP, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention website, and donate to them. Like I said earlier in the show, that's been my pet project. Every podcast I'm lucky enough to go on in my political career, I end it by talking about them. They do a great thing with people who are struggling mentally at the time. And if you don't have the money to do that, think of somebody you haven't talked to in a while and text them, see how they're doing. Just saying hey to somebody, you literally might be saving their life, at least for the day. So check them out and be kind to each other, at least not on, maybe off of Twitter. And check them out and be aware of mental health issues.
Yeah, that's tall order.
Twitter might not be the best place for people.
Yeah, if you have mental health
Twitter's
issues.
don't go on Twitter.
Don't do it.
On fucking Twitter.
I want to shout out JC. Thanks for the $5 super chat. TJ Fitzsimmons. Thanks for the $5 super chat. He said, Sharks fans are nerds. I have the documents. Dude, you can't pick on Sharks fans, bro. We're like the most beat down sports team fans in the entire world, dude. I mean, we've been in the league since 1991. There's only been 5 years we didn't go to the playoffs, and we've never won a cup. Just give us a fucking break, dude. It's rough. It's a rough life. Nobody ever lets you down the way the Sharks let you down.
I see all the people calling you a deadbeat dad, a Nazi, all this stuff. And I think the worst thing about you is the fact that you refer to them as we.
Yeah. Well, hey, motherfucker, I had season tickets, bro. I pay for that place. I get to say we. You know what I mean?
What position? What position do you play, bro?
I play row 12, seat H. Okay? That's what I play.
Wow, 12th row. That grifted money is fucking solid.
We were fucking poor growing up. Hockey is not a poor man's sport, okay? It's very expensive to play hockey, dude. I never got to play hockey. I wrestled because it was a little cheaper. And my mom would have tripped over herself to make sure that she paid for me to wrestle and baseball and stuff. But hockey was too expensive, dude. We're talking $500 to register plus another couple thousand just in gear. I mean, it's an expensive sport, so I didn't get to play it. So when I say Sharks, I say we, motherfucker. Okay.
I gotta say, if you're being accused of being a racist, you should pick a sport with more than 3 black people in it, bro.
Yeah, that's true. But hockey is my second favorite sport next to football. And I'm not going to tell you who I like in football because you're probably a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
I'm a Rams fan.
Okay, then we're good. I'm a Cowboys fan, buddy. So
Oh, you're such a pussy.
It's not that bad, dude. It's not that bad, dude. You're not.
No,
Hey,
it's
listen.
the fucking worst. It's
you
the
were
worst thing you could have said.
If you were an Eagles fan, dude, I would have been like, just fuck off. But you're not, so you're not allowed to be mad at me as a Rams fan. Come on.
I have as many playoff victories since I've been born as the Cowboys do.
That's fucked up, bro.
Me personally.
That's really fucked up.
Me personally.
I know.
It is fucked up.
As a Cowboys fan, I understand that. So why do you got to hate on my depression over my football team, dude? I'm also an Oakland A's fan. Would you like to talk about how we haven't won a World Series since 1989? Do you want to drive the knife a little deeper, buddy? I get it. I'm also a Warriors fan, so at least I've gotten a couple wins in the last 2 decades.
Oh, you're such a scumbag.
But I'm from Oakland, dog. How can I listen? People are like, oh, you're a bandwagon fan. I'm like, dude, I waited 33 years to watch my Dubs win a fucking championship.
Here,
30.
You really want to be pissed off. You really want to be pissed off. I'm a Red Sox fan and a LeBron fan.
Oh yeah, I just sold all my LeBron cards. I sell sports cards and I just sold all of them. They're all gone. Yeah, JC's like, this is why Ayn Rand hated team sports. Yeah, I know. I get it, dude. I know. Listen, I get so much shit from libertarians for being like a sports guy and enjoying sports, but like, man, let people enjoy shit, dude. That's why people hate libertarians. Because we're not allowed to enjoy shit.
That's because most libertarians are overweight and have asthma.
Bro, that's fucked up. I'm overweight and have asthma, dog.
I mean,
I played sports though. I
don't have asthma.
I played my last season of semi-pro football like 5 years ago, if you can believe that, in my 30s. So I played sports, man.
What is up with you and Nutter playing semi-pro football?
Yeah, he played it too, and he did MMA. I did MMA for a decade, so we have a lot in common.
Now he's a semi-pro comedian. It's crazy.
He's almost a semi-pro, I think, at this point. He's getting close. A couple more shows.
Technically, he gets paid. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, brother, I appreciate you coming on. Before we go, is there anything else you want to plug before we get to the members only show?
No, follow me on Twitter and shit on me for things I said on a podcast. That's awesome. Doesn't matter because it's all followers and it's not a real place. At Getz for PA, GETZ for the number 4 PA on PayPal. Donate to the campaign and let's screw the state together. And I got my AFSP plug in. We are good.
Cool, man. Well, hey,
thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course, dude. Just give me like 1.5 minutes to close the thing out. We'll start the members only chat. But before we sign you out, can you throw the Pit Vipers on for us one last time?
We got the Pit Vipers right here.
There we go.
I need to put on when I'm on Break the Cycle because this shit is shining.
I like it, buddy. All right, I'll talk to you in a second.
Beautiful.
All right, guys. Another awesome episode of Break the Cycle. Joel's pretty cool, man. Go follow him. Support him. He's running for. Listen. I was told that when the Mises Caucus took over the Pennsylvania State Party, that they would lose ballot access and never run another candidate. And in the month since the Libertarian Party of Pennsylvania State Convention, they have 40 state house candidates. 40. I believe that's a record for Pennsylvania's Libertarian Party. So all the people who said that the Mises Caucus was going to take over and fail can eat our ass. We don't care. You suck. Guys, go check out my sponsors, of course, toplobster.com. The man, the myth, the legend, my good friend and partner on Break the Cycle, where you can get this great Reed Mises Not Mark shirt that you see me wearing tonight by using BTC at checkout for a 10% discount. Of course, you can join my Patreon, subscribe star, or become a member of the YouTube channel under all of my videos by hitting the join link, where you can get into a private Discord server and get up to 30% off of all of Top Lops's new gear up to 2 weeks before it goes to the general public. And guys, I keep forgetting to tell you, if you join the YouTube channel, please reach out to me on Twitter or Facebook through Messenger and send me a message so that I can get you in there. Because if you join the Subscribe Star or the Patreon, it automatically sends you a link to join the Discord, but the YouTube doesn't have such features. So let me know if you've joined to become a member. I'd love to get you into the chat. If you are not on Twitter or Facebook, if you guys listen to me and you want to join, go ahead and send me an email at joshua.breakthecycle@gmail.com. I can get you in that way if you'd like as well. If you don't have social media. I love you guys, man. I really do. Thanks for everything you do for me. Of course, go check out executive producers of the show, anthemplanning.com, for all your emergency and crisis planning needs. Check them out today. See what they can do for your business, home, or personal life. they're doing a wonderful job that the government has historically sucked at much cheaper and much more efficiently. Seriously, please, if you're not going to join us in the members only stream, which by the way, there's like 150 episodes of members only stuff if you join the channel. If you're not going to join us there and you own a business, go check out Anthem Planning. Seriously, they're going to do something great for you guys. I promise you. Guys, we're going to have another show on Thursday with my good friend Leighton. We may have a show before that. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to get some other crazy guests on, kind of switch some things up, change some things up. Of course, I still got the campaign going on. I'm going to be driving up to Wisconsin soon for the Wisconsin State Convention, Kansas, and there's some others as well. Trying to hit as many as I can. Of course, we're driving to Reno with 5 kids and my very pregnant fiance so that you guys can all hug on the fam and meet the fam that you guys have helped me support over the last year of doing the show. I'm very excited about that. If you're going to the convention and you're a delegate, if you're not a delegate, either way, go check out toplobster.com. Look for the Censure These Nuts shirt. I'm asking that people that are going to come and support my run buy that shirt for $15 or whatever so that you can wear it on the day of the national vice chair debate. I want to send a message to the old LNC that we're not going to take their shit anymore, and that's a perfect way to do it. So I'd appreciate it. And like I said, if you use BTC at checkout, you get a 10% discount. I will see you on Thursday at the latest for the show with my good friend Leighton. Until then, don't forget to break the cycle.
Due to legal reasons, I just have to explain. The lyrics of my last song may seem to contain a violent call to action in the verse and refrain, but I just meant it in Minecraft. The helicopter part was in reference to GTA 5 and the things you do. So any violence you commit, I am not an excuse, because I just meant it in Minecraft. Well, Chipper is my friend and he's constantly cold. Accusations of incitement getting totally old. Make your own choices, yeah, you have control, because I just meant it in Minecraft. Obviously, I would never advocate force unless there's due process and a trial, of course. And if you're convicted, we will make you a corpse in Minecraft, just in Minecraft. Nothing I mean, you know it. No product dinners, cause it closed from COVID.